Florida.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That is so true. Yeah, he only drove. I think he drove for maybe 2 hours. I finally hit a wall in Chattanooga at like 9:30 last night, and I just had to pull over. I was like, I can't do this anymore. You gotta take over. Like, I can't do it. I was done. And then we ended up stopping anyway in Jellicoe, about 4 hours out, because if we wouldn't have, we would have got back at around 3 a.m. And that just,
Jeez.
not good for anyone.
Right.
So,
All right, I'm muting my mic.
bye.
Trying to make the hair big before it falls.
It's good.
Again. Yeah.
I like that my bangs are just like.
The humidity is like 180.
Oh God, I'm sure. I hate to tell you, it was gorgeous here. When we finally got here, I was like, yes.
I know. I sent a picture to the group. I have a stalker just watching me do my thing.
Oh my God. Oh, is it the cat?
Yeah. He's just like sitting there, like just staring at him.
Hi, buddy. I'm assuming I'm supposed to do my 5-second countdown, aren't I? Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
All right, here we go. Yeah, here we go. All right, guys. Hi, I'm Natalie with High Up Top Road, where you dream it and we build it. And I'll be one of your hosts on this episode of Chic Chat. Chic Chat is the place where we celebrate the perfect fusion of style and adventure. Jeeps have long been synonymous with ruggedness, freedom, and the spirit of adventure. And who says women can't embrace all that more, right, Janet?
That's right. And I'm Janet with Precision Graphics and Marketing, and where you can brand your legacy. And Natalie and I are the B team.
Yeah. Best intro ever, by the way.
Best intro. It takes the cake on everything.
It does. And guys, we finally got to meet. The B team actually met in person in the most iconic place possible, Easter Jeep Safari in Moab. Oh my gosh.
Yes, 2025. It finally happened.
It did. Oh my gosh. In a windstorm with tumbleweeds blowing everywhere. I felt like,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think the takeaway from EJS was be prepared, because it was every aspect. They talk about Texas weather. No. Moab, Utah had every aspect of weather in this 1 week that everybody was there, and I was not prepared for it.
So. I was not either. I'm just glad I got to send that text. So we talked about the text where I would go, Janet.
Yes. Send the Janet ... And I was like, oh my God, are you coming?
So yeah, surprise. I guess, Tony, you were right. You said, don't tell Natalie no, because watch what happens. And here we are. So guys, I did make it to EJS, and I got to meet Janet and Amanda and everyone's our sidekicks as well, which was so much fun, and other Jeep Talk Show hosts, which was pretty cool, seeing everyone with the Meek magnets rolling around. Those things were amazing.
Yeah. I saw them in random places, and I feel like, it was supposed to be a vacation, but I felt like I was going 100 miles an hour every single day and not in the same spot for more than 5 seconds. It was absolutely insane. And so, yes, this week is a recovery week, even though it's 2 weeks out.
I know, right?
Last week was like catching up on sleep, and this week it's like, okay, what did I miss and what happened? Like, it went by in a flash.
Yes, it did. So Janet, you had your first time hauling going on. So tell us a little bit more about your first time hauling, because that's my favorite. It is my favorite, as we know. So you have joined the club. I'm so excited.
I have officially joined the club of hauling Charlie everywhere. And Amanda was very nice that her and Micah let me borrow a trailer. And so gave the trailer some TLC and used it to haul Charlie up. Hauling through Texas is amazing. It's really, really easy because everything's flat.
It's so flat.
Everything's flat. And then you get into New Mexico, and let's see, not stopping from Texas to Moab, and then trying to beat a timer of getting there by a certain time. So, it was. So for those that don't know, I have a Ram 2500 gasser. It's a Hemi, 6.4 Hemi, which does great in Texas. But when you hit the mountains of like Colorado and Utah, I learned really quickly that you've got to use that downhill momentum to get you up in that hill and how to manually downshift before you hit that uphill. fourth and fifth gear in that Hemi saw a lot of work in
Oh, I'm
Colorado
sure.
and Utah.
Yes.
It was stressful. In New Mexico, we ran into a what's it called? One of those DWI checkpoints.
Oh, fun.
And everybody was making fun of me because we were hauling at about 18 hours by then. And it was like no makeup, bags on their eyes, hair in
Yes.
a messy bun.
The beehive.
was on point. And everybody was like on the radio saying, if anybody's going to get like pulled to the side, it's going to be you because you look like.
I get it though. Oh my gosh. So okay, so how many hours was your drive? Without
19.
like if you're not stopping. So 19 hours?
It was 19 hours and that's just with like stopping and like checking the hubs on the trailer and checking everything and waking up and getting coffee and eating and all that stuff, letting the transmission cool down, all that stuff. Like
I ran into that transmission deal for the first time. I didn't realize. I mean, so I was using the 3500 diesel and I was pulling the 40, but I did never have had a warning light come on that my transmission was getting a little too spicy.
Yes.
And it actually said, don't turn the truck off. Like
sit it idle.
Yep. Just sit it idle. So we ended up not turning it off because we had to do it straight through like you guys did.
Yeah.
And for us, it was 23 hours, but we had to do 8 stops. We ended up stopping 8 times. For fuel and never turned the truck off.
Oh, wow.
So we had a rabbit to chase too in time. We had to be there no later than 6 o'clock Moab time on Saturday at the airport. We literally came in on 2 wheels to pick up Michael Bailey and Javier.
Yes.
And they were shocked.
Just jump in.
Yes, they totally did. In our messy truck with snack wrappers everywhere. And I'm not even an energy drink person, but oh my God, I actually have one.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
I never have a meow, and I totally had a meow. So, hi, buddy. I know, dude. Guys, our cats are still very much a part of our lives. They missed us a lot.
They did. And someone has just heard it, and so you're going to see an appearance here in just a minute.
Oh, my God. The boy.
He may be knocking over my microphone. Anyway, so, yes, Natalie and I were texting as I was driving in. She was driving in. Just kind of going back and forth and the drive to, oh my goodness.
Hi, buddy. I love that we had sunrises like around the same time. I mean, yes, the same time, so to speak, but I was coming up through Kansas and I feel like you and I covered so many states between the two of us because I had Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kansas, Colorado, and Utah.
Yes. And so I had Texas, which is an 8-hour trip in it of itself. To get out of Texas, it's 8 hours.
Oh my gosh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I felt like Kansas just went on forever. Yeah. Sorry to any of Choctaws. I think it's Choctaws, the Kansas Jayhawks, whatever. Yeah. I'm just not a fan. It was flat, and Matt Moss got to sleep a little bit, and that was the goal.
There you go.
So
there you go. Yeah. So Texas, the biggest part is getting out of it because it just keeps going. But then you get into New Mexico, and I'm sorry, but if you're from New Mexico, can y'all fix your roads? Like,
pothole central.
There are potholes everywhere, and so I learned, with those trailer tires, you have to avoid those potholes at all costs.
Oh yeah,
and it is like this weaving and like, oh my God, and what's happening? And only staying in the fast lane because the slow lane has like all the potholes,
and then you're just doing this stuff.
Yes, and I'm just
wear a sports bra, everybody.
Yes. Yeah, for real. So went to New Mexico and then Colorado, which then the hills started getting, pretty intense.
Yeah, you did do that. Yeah.
So we went the north route. So we went Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, and then skirted over to Utah. So
interesting. Okay. Yeah.
It was once I got there, it was like, okay, now my shoulders and neck were very tense. It was just like this the entire time.
Yes.
But then, got there, a day or so early and got to just enjoy just relax and decompress before hitting the trails on Monday.
So what was your first trail that you did on Monday?
So I rode shotgun, on a trail on Monday and it was on Steel Bender.
Oh yeah, I love Steel Bender. I just think it's so fun with the water and that big drop-in area. Like it's just fun.
Yes. And so went on that and got to ride there were a ton of shops there from across the nation showcasing their rigs. It was a Meyer distribution run, and so they had lots of cool giveaways. I should have brought it with me, but they had Factor 55 keychains, which I love,
Oh,
and I took as many as I possibly could
yes.
because they're so cute. Yes. So that was fun. And then the next day was a cliffhanger.
Oh man, your
So,
cliffhanger experience. So first of all, did you get your badge?
yes.
Awesome. You made sure
Yes.
you checked in. That was a big
Yes.
thing that
I
you guys
made
need
sure
to
to check
do.
in,
You have to
get my
check
badge.
in. And there's
Yes.
new badges that just came out actually, some with other parks right now. They just did a big debut, and so make sure you guys download the Badge of Honor app. It really
Yes.
is worth it, and you learn so much about like where you can wheel and things like that. So
And a lot of those badges, the new ones, are only available for a year. So they're like
oh
limited edition. So
yeah,
go out and find them and get them. And then if you slap them on your Jeep, they'll be unique. Because not everybody's going to have
that's
them.
really cool. I didn't know that. Well,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah. So as people I've talked about before, but Charlie did have a break back in December where the axle shaft just kind of exited the chat. And we had a couple other big builds that were in the shop. So Charlie kind of got saved to the last minute to get all her stuff done. So I did not have a shakedown run for Charlie. My shakedown run was cliffhanger.
Even better. If you're gonna just do it, just might as well do it.
Just get in there. So we had about, I guess, 8 or 9 Jeeps in our group. We had Roger from JTS and his wife was driving her rig.
Fun.
And so it was, I will say, the first drop. And so not the ledges coming down, but the first big ledge coming down, which everybody knows I hate going down.
That's right.
I hate going down ledges. Let's be clear. So I can climb all day long. Going down ledges is not my favorite.
Yeah.
And that was the very first one, jumping with both feet. I will admit, because I'm not too proud, but I had somebody else take Charlie down because I was just, after having my break, it was just nerve-wracking.
So is there a cliff on one, like is there a drop off on one side with this? Like is it
this one? No, this was even in a canyon. So but it did have, I mean, the ledge is high, so you can still like roll. But you're not going very far.
Okay.
What's funny is I did the actual like major cliffhanger obstacle with no problem.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay,
right.
That's what I'm thinking of. Gotcha.
So you have like the ledges that you come down, and then there's a big drop in, and then you get on the trail and go do, the more fun stuff. But I did have somebody else do that. I don't care. Nobody's me. I'm me. I'm driving my Jeep, and I know my limits. So
yep,
I have a freak out, and it is what it is. But after that, I was fine. It did take us about, we started at, I want to say 10, and we didn't finish until about 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cause I guess with EJS, there's just a lot of groups out there and, everybody's waiting. And then
so many groups, when you have 8, 9 Jeeps in your group, some of them needed some assistance to get over some obstacles and, it slows everybody down. So, but it was still fun. It was amazing. For the first trail. Yes.
out the bat, it was amazing. Cliffhanger is, it was.
I hope I do it in a couple weeks. That's one of my goals is to have us do that one. I want to do it so bad. So the scenery is so beautiful.
Views are wonderful. You can go to my Instagram at charlie.jku. Coming down was easy as pie, which surprisingly, I had great spotters. Mark Zabo was talking me through it. There's one part in the video, because I have it sped up because it took me 3 minutes to get down this obstacle.
Yes.
Sped it up on my Instagram. But there's one part where my driver tire has to go into a crack, and it's this flex. And so I stop, and you can see where Mark goes in my Jeep, and he's reassuring me the whole time.
Oh,
you're doing fine. Nothing's going to happen. I'm like, okay.
No. Can you just keep your hand on my shoulder? Thanks.
Exactly. Can you just ride on the side of the Jeep and tell me it's going to be okay? Yeah. So that was fine. And then climbing back up is, I have the perspective from outside of the Jeep and inside the Jeep. I had turned my phone on. And I managed to catch my driver tire kind of on a ledge.
Oh my God.
And I turned passenger, and it came off. And all from the inside, all I'm seeing is that I barely see my spotters' heads over the hood.
Right. Oh, I love that feeling.
And then all of a sudden it goes up, and it leans and it's coming down. And the whole time I'm looking at the rock face next to, and I was like, this is it. It's going to happen. I'm going to slam my driver door into the rock. It's coming. And it was like slow motion. It was like this. And it stopped like right before it hit. And I was like, okay. We can keep going. But I have like a picture, like a top view, bottom view, like inside and out.
Oh, I have seen that. Okay, yes. Oh my.
From the outside, it doesn't look crazy, but from the inside, it was terrifying.
And the inside really shows what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
So side note, meeting Mark was one of my top 100 moments of EJS because it was so random at the Maverick gas station. Because every morning,
everybody goes to Maverick.
You go to Maverick to fuel up, and you get the Moab breakfast burrito. Yes. I'm pulling in, and there she is in all that orange Texas Rattler glory, and I just start screaming, Mark!
And he was like, he heard his name, and he was like, what's going on?
I was so excited. Oh my gosh. And poor Javier sitting next to me, and he's like holding his ear like, Natalie, who are you talking about? I was like, right there. That's Mark. Oh my God. I still, my voice keeps cracking. Sorry, everybody. But
and that was Tuesday, right? That was Tuesday morning.
Yeah. Yes. Because I was getting ready to do that marketing ride take all of the Jeep marketing girls out, which, oh my goodness, talk about a moment. They were so cool. It reminded me of my first time going out and the energy these girls had. It made me really love the job. I got to be honest, because they had never been on a ride before. Like they've done like a couple things, but they've never been allowed to like leave the booth, if you know what I mean, or leave their computers. So to be able to take them, we took them to Hell's Revenge, and I mean, talk for their first time ever. They get to do, that's the ride they get to do. And they were in tears on Lion's back just because they were just so excited. And also, I think they were a little scared. I mean, I get it. They just met me. Like, who is this
They're like,
girl?
how do I trust her?
Right. And come to find out, one of them, she makes a lot of their apparel, and she designs it. And she was telling me all these ideas from the trail ride that she's gonna be doing on the upcoming apparel line and Moab Skylines. But now it's like in her, like doing that ride, she was so and just what's the word I'm looking for? Not stimulated,
Inspired.
Inspired. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God, stimulated. I can't talk today. It's shocking. That's what we do. We talk, but
that's right.
It was really, that part was really neat. So it kind of brought me back to how like our first times felt. But I feel like in Moab, no matter like how long you've been doing this, you still get those butterflies, and definitely Cliffhanger was bringing that out for you. Absolutely.
That was the morning that we were getting ready to leave. We were there's a great taco truck type deal.
Okay, you went there.
Trip.
Yes.
It's taco time. So they make great breakfast burritos, and it's a great meeting place because it's in a big giant lot. So
it is.
A lot of the trail rides will meet there. And we were there, and I remember Mark saying he had to leave to go get gas. And when he left, like 2 minutes later, I got this text with y'all's picture, and Natalie and I hadn't even met yet.
I know.
We hadn't even run into each other yet. And I was like, oh my God. And then another 10 minutes later, I get another text with her and Amanda.
I know. I'm like, that was another screaming moment. Like, here comes Walker, Texas Wrangler, and I'm screaming and pointing at the Jeep, like mid burrito bite, because we're hanging out in the parking lot. And it was just like, I feel like, because I mean, we've all been talking for so long, and it's like these famous Jeeps to me rolling in, and I'm like, oh my God. That's the cool part about EJS. You get to meet, not only your besties, but you see people that you follow and that you maybe get advice from and idolize a little bit. And it's amazing. I didn't expect that part, I guess, like to like start seeing people that you actually know. And, we all live so far away from each other, and it's like that one little town brought so many people together.
And it is a little town. Like at Moab, it's tiny. Like the main strip is tiny. And so the chances of you running into somebody are going to be pretty great, except Natalie and I didn't run into each other for a while.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh. Jeep kept me busy in a good way, everybody. But Jake, my knee. Yes. But that is the beauty, I think, of what we do and this vehicle, how it does actually bring people together. It starts friendships. And I mean, it's just wild to me. And, to see Mark there and then Amanda's there. And then finally I got to see
You
you.
get to me.
I was a little late to the bonfire, but I got
That's
there.
okay. But we stayed there. We were ready to go.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah,
Was that the wedding? Same night as the wedding, wasn't it? Yes. I think it was.
no,
Oh, that was a
that
different
was a
night.
different
Oh my
night.
gosh.
Y'all were coming in from the trail because y'all were stuck,
that's
I think, on
right.
the trail, and so y'all were
Yep.
coming in with the gear Jeep
Yep.
and doing all that stuff, and we had been at that Taco Tuesday
That's
party.
right. The Taco Tuesday. Oh, that's right. Oh
At
my
the
God. That's
Ford
I had to do
dealership.
Hell's Revenge all day. I did it twice.
Yes.
Which, by the way, not complaining. Oh, I had to do Hell's Revenge all day. Oh my God, buddy, you
I
are so
know.
cute.
He's
Like,
digging in
guys.
my hair. Look at him.
Oh my
my
gosh,
God.
if you're not watching on the new YouTube XJ, oh no, please, Tony, please put it on the screen because I'm not recalling the exact
Oh my
handle,
God.
but he is
That's in my
totally in
hair.
her hair. Please
Oh
listen
my
on
God. He's
Spotify,
stuck.
wherever you get your podcasts. Oh my gosh, so cute.
Look at him.
Mine's
Oh
not
my
this
God.
cute. They're loafing now. They've calmed down.
Yeah.
So I started on Moab Rim. That was my first trail.
Okay.
We went right into it Sunday. I got there Saturday at 6. Had to do it, we did a dinner and then I went and died. I had a bunk bed and it was my favorite bunk bed, I think, of all time. It was like a cave on the
Yeah.
bottom bunk. It was so dark. I died.
Nice.
And I think the next morning I already felt the Moab crud coming on, but I ignored it. But I did get a great piece of advice. So if you're going to be in a really dusty scenario like what we were in, Moab was very dusty, guys. The wind was just kicking up everything.
Out of control.
Jeff Pratt from JPP, Jeep Performance Parts, gave me a little bit of advice. He is a Ultra 4 racer, and he told me to do a neti pot every day after wheeling. And I'm like, really? Well, first of all, gross.
Right.
Gross. But we were in the same stuff every day. I was with him every day and he is just fine. And I'm like, interesting. So I'm going to try it. So stay tuned, guys. Neti pot. Words of advice from Jeff Pratt.
There you go.
But we started on Moab Rim. We went out with Warren because Gear Vehicles with High Lift Off Road built the new Warren Gladiator, the Warren Elite, and debuted it. And Corby, who was with Warren, it's his personal Jeep now. And oh my gosh, they were so happy. It's made with all Warren Industry products. So with Fab 4s and Fab Tech, and then with the Warren winches, the Warren winch on there, Warren bumpers, and then Tyree lights, our friends at Tyree. So pretty cool. And it's all done, of course, with the Jeep Performance Parts as well, but program. But to see a vehicle made completely of one manufacturer's brands was pretty neat. So, and Mount Hood is on the side where Warren Industries is located. So cheers to Javier on that, buddy. You impress me every day, and I got to see him in his element. And you finally got to meet my Latin
I
fire.
got to meet Javier. Love him. Love him. He has the most radiant personality.
I know.
And even more than Natalie. Like I love Natalie. He is like he just turns it on and he is just all about, and it seems super genuine. So yeah, it was great.
Like, you see why this is why I love what I get to do, because honestly, like, he's there with me every step of the way. And so doing Moab Rim, and that was getting back in the driver's seat in Moab again. I got to do that. Mike was driving for a little bit, the Gear 3. We're no longer calling it stages. We're now just going by Gear 1, Gear 2, Gear 3, because we shift into Gear 1, Gear 2, Gear 3. We're trying it. Definitely open for suggestions, just so everybody knows, if you want to try to name the different levels of the gear. But she did amazing. Like, oh my gosh. Like, Motor Trend Magazine was there. We got to do a feature, and that was really neat to watch, actually, to see how they produce these YouTube videos now and how they do their articles. And this really cool girl named Hurricane was there. She's one of their hosts now, and a different, influencer personality as well. And I just thought that was so cool, like how they do it and how, they talk it through first and all of a sudden they just go right into it. And nothing is scripted. Like, it's kind of like, it's what we do. I mean, we literally talk for about a couple minutes. We're like, all right, this is what we're going to cover tonight. Then we get into it, and everyone's the same. They're just like us. So that was pretty neat. Doing Moab Rim to get started was pretty cool. And watching Javier in his element, shoot the gear. And I got to do some shooting and walk around videos and create commercials. And some of the stuff we did is going to be shared with Jeep this week. And we're still going for it. So we'll see. We will see. Gear 3 is coming. It did really well. I mean, I was following people on 42s and creeping up everything that they were with stock fenders on 37 mud terrains from Mickey Thompson and the rock crawler kit, and killed it. So literally people were cheering off the lot when I would finish an obstacle because you buy it off the lot like that. It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
So, and I'm so happy you finally got to see that one too. So that was pretty cool.
Yes. Yes. I got to see it in real life. And I think one of the things that we talked about and seeing that you follow people on Instagram or you talk to them or you interact with them online only, and then you get to see these Jeeps in person. So like
Yes.
walking up and you're like, oh, that's so-and-so. I know who that is. And that's so-and-so. And that's,
Yes.
you know, it's so wonderful. And even if you don't ever meet the driver, you
Right.
get to meet the Jeep and you're like, that's who I met.
Yes.
Yeah, that's who I follow online.
Like seeing
So,
Flex Rocks and Rollovers Jeep in town, I was like, oh my God, like there it is. And
yes.
Mr. Carnage was there. We all know how Natalie feels
Yeah.
about that. And I just
Yeah.
saw him again at Easter Jeep Safari, and I totally clammed up and was like, oh, bye, and ran away. But that's okay.
Yes, yeah. So, for those that don't know, they have a vendor show at Moab, and this year I believe it was 2 days instead of just one. I think it's just been 1 day previously.
They can go back to one day.
Is
So
it back to 1 day?
They need to. They need
Oh,
to.
yeah, it's a lot. But
I'm
I will
terrible.
say, like, the stuff I missed on the first day, I went to go and I was like, oh
Oh,
yeah,
did
they
you?
have this there. I want to go back. So yeah.
Nice.
And apparently they were some company, I don't even know who it was. So if you know who you were, give yourself a shout out. But they were giving out the net gators, which I missed. So we ran pickle on Thursday, and Thursday was a particularly windy day, especially in the canyons.
Oh, that's right. Because I saw you in the morning, and that's right. You guys were going to go run pickle.
Yes.
My
So we
favorite.
were running pickle, and as we're all standing around waiting for people to get through obstacles, the wind decides to blow in, and some people that were smarter than me grabbed the net gaiters and covered their whole face in them because it was terrible. And that's where my Moab crud came from, because
I believe
was sand and dust. I still have red sand in Charlie.
Oh yeah.
A ton.
My washer, I found some like in like the rubber piece,
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thursday made its shift, I feel like, in the weather. Like Wednesday was amazing. And then it was like Wednesday night, it started to come in. We had that wedding with Warren, and of course, Warren would have a wedding while we were there. And oh my gosh, one of the most beautiful cliffside, like you had to wheel to get there. I think it's every wheeler's dream. Like, we're gonna go get married on a cliffside, but we have to wheel to get there.
Off road to get there.
Yeah, like it was. I was just like, what alternate universe am I in? This is amazing. And the weather shifted while we were there, and the wind really picked up. And I'm thinking, oh gosh. And so then Thursday, here we go. And I just could. Oh my gosh, the vendor show. That red sand was going everywhere. Tents went flying at one point.
Yes, it was
And
hard
then I
to
went
talk to
flying.
them. Yeah, it was hard to talk to the vendors outside because they were all just holding down their tents.
Yes,
That's all they were doing, and they couldn't really interact. So spent most of the time inside, which it's. I feel bad for the vendors that are outside, but
Yeah.
I wasn't about to. So next year I'm packing goggles, swim goggles, and a net gator.
Yes.
Yeah, I was done for after running pickle
Yeah.
on Thursday. And so it's so bad that Friday we went to go do Flat Iron Mesa,
Oh yeah.
and I ended up turning around halfway and coming back and falling asleep because I
Oh,
felt
no.
I was so congested and I couldn't. So here's the thing, and a lot of people, and I talk about this, I know my limits when it comes to wheeling. I don't
Yeah.
sit here and say, well, I have a badass rig and I can do anything, because it's all about the mentality. So a Friday, I was not in a state of mind to do any kind of obstacles.
Yeah.
And we went out to Flat Iron Mesa, which is a wonderful trail, by the way. Gorgeous, great obstacles. But there was a particular obstacle called Waterfall. And it started snowing halfway through our trail.
No.
Right?
On Friday?
Yes, sleeting and then snowing.
Oh my god.
And we get to this obstacle, which is something I love to climb. Love climbing. This is something that I would like everybody out of my way, let me go first. I decided to bow out of it because I was not mentally where I needed to be in order to focus on this climb. And I didn't want to hurt myself or anybody else that was watching. So I had somebody else take it up. And it was at that point that I was like, I'm going to be a hindrance on this trail because I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah.
Got directions to go back, which was really easy. It was just a county road back to the main highway. But so a lot of people were like, oh, well, you didn't do this trail and you didn't do that trail. I don't stress about it. I had fun no matter what I did. So I did Cliffhanger Tuesday, top of the world Wednesday, and pickle on Thursday, half of flat iron mesa on Friday. I'm good. Like,
You
I'm
were
happy
good.
with my trip.
I
I'm
love how
happy.
self-aware you are and you protect your peace very much. I
Yeah.
think it's one of our goals that we talked about in our New Year's
Mhm.
Day episode.
Yeah.
And it's really important to know if you're just not in it, it's okay. Cause then at that
Right.
point you could get hurt or hurt your
Yeah.
rig and or hurt someone else. And I just love how self-aware you are. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Cause
I
most
love
people just
watching.
go with it, right? Like you don't
Yeah.
want to like, oh, I want
And
to
I
hit the
felt
grill.
bad, and, like, it's like a lot of people I've wanted to wheel with Amanda forever, so we finally got to
Mhm.
wheel together on Pickle, and then got to this on Friday, and Micah and Mark, and just
Oh, fun.
everybody was together.
Yes.
So I felt terrible, but I like, as the day was going on, the temperatures were dropping and the snow was coming down, I was in not any place to be behind the wheel. So
I
I
didn't
know my
realize it started
limits.
snowing on Friday
And
because I left Thursday during that windstorm and
yes.
definitely disrupted some travel plans, just so everybody knows. So
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So and Mark didn't have his top on, and there was another obsessed Jeep girl. She doesn't run with a
Oh, yeah.
top, and so they're sitting there just getting snowed on, and I'm like,
Oh, my God.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love my soft top.
Yes, same.
Yeah.
It's funny. I ran into Angie, Purple JKU. So
Yes.
excited to see her. I saw
Yes.
her from literally miles away because of her amazing hair.
Yes.
And that was a super cool moment seeing her. I swear, I think we all saw so many people. It was amazing.
So Angie, Purple Haze JKU, I ran into her so many
Right?
times to
I
the
saw her
point
on the
where we're like,
trail
are
too.
you
We passed each
stalking me?
other.
Like, every day at the vendor show, I would run into her
Yes.
like 5 times, and then on the strip going, like, looking for souvenirs, I ran into her again, and I'm like, I promise I'm not stalking you. We just happen to be at the same place at the same time.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I saw her at the Warren party at Zach's,
Mhm.
that the pizza or whatever that place was at
Yes.
the rooftop thing. That was a little that was a lot of people. I lasted for maybe 10 minutes up there.
I heard it was
And then
very
came
packed.
back down. It was
Yeah.
packed. I know. I wanted you to come so bad. You guys
I
drove
know.
by. I was like, turn around.
I know.
I need a buddy.
I know. I know. But yeah, everything was fun. Like, so you hit trails during the day. And so, when you are like, I was there representing my business and also kind of affiliated
Mhm.
with Mark and, promotions and doing all that with Platinum Off-Road. It
And
was,
JTS.
and JTS, of course, and trying to be in a million places at once. You do trails all day long, and then you get back to where you're staying, shower up, get back out on the road because there's, distributor or,
Industry parties
manufacturer
everywhere.
parties, and, you're trying to hobnob, do all this other stuff. But I will say congratulations to Mark Zabo. His Jeep was featured at the Northridge Moto Built
Yes,
party
it
that
was.
was that Wednesday night?
Yep.
On Wednesday night, he pulled up and they made space for him, and the Rattler was showcased there. So he was very
super cool.
happy, and I'm very proud of him. Built by Platinum Off-Road, and Moto Built was there right underneath it, and just very proud to have that like right above them. So
That was so cool. That
it
really
was
was.
fun. Yeah.
It was at Sunset Grill. So if you guys ever go to Moab, please hit up Sunset Grill. It is such a beautiful view. You climb this huge, huge driveway to get up there. It's like a switchback, and then once you get up there, it's an overlook all over Moab and into the canyon, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful place. So
Yes, and it used to
great
be an
place to have
old
a
house.
party.
Yeah.
Yes.
It used to be an old house, and there's tons like sitting outside. It is worth watching the sunset.
Oh,
well, I mean, we're there in April, so the weather is pretty timid.
Yeah, it was different.
Even with what we went through that week. But before it turns, 180 degrees in the afternoon, definitely recommend Sunset Grill. The food is amazing. And the views are spectacular. So completely worth it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Did you hear the money machine go off? I don't know if you just heard that.
Oh,
sorry. Cha-ching.
the theater. Yep.
The money machine just went off. That's good. I live to see another day, guys.
There you go. There you go.
Yes. Sunset Grill is amazing. And then, we all, after the vendor show, people started making the trek to the south.
Yes.
Good old Florida, including our friends from Nemesis. So it's kind of neat. So Janet and I actually ran into each other in the perfect location at the Maxis Hauler.
Yes.
And it was so fun. I got to introduce you to Rosie, a big fan of the
I love
show.
her. Love her.
Gosh. More Latin fire, I swear.
Yes.
It's my lot in life
sure.
to be surrounded. And she was so excited to meet you, by the way, because she watches our episodes. Thank you,
Yes.
Rosie.
Hi, Rosie.
So that was a cool moment too. And we found the the Trail Hero little Easter egg. That was something fun. If you guys ever hit up this EJS event, this little thing. There's Easter eggs hidden everywhere, like literally big plastic eggs. Angie found that big one, and she opened it by crushing it open through her Tyron drag link. I thought that was super cool.
Oh, I saw her video. Yeah, that
I was
cool.
like, oh my God, how creative. I just literally took the stickers off and opened it very lamely. But yeah, thank you, Angie. That was super cool and inspiring. But yeah, we were by Delilah, the little Jeep Nemesis mail truck that made the trek in, was it 2,200 miles from Moab to Daytona with JT and AJ.
Yeah.
So they are very wild. And they did film it and they made it. And then I ended up getting Delilah as a stowaway on my little trip from Daytona home. So
There you
Delilah is
go.
officially in Cincinnati if you guys want to see her. And what's kind of fun, here, hold on. They actually made shirts. So
fun.
the shirts are fun. So come check out Delilah in Cincinnati. They're wild. And by the way, I don't think they cared about the engine, but definitely that sound system was bumping. And Baja Designs and Maxxis tires totally killed it. So
There you go. There you go. And I can't wait to get my Maxxis tires. Hopefully. Oh, I see a tail.
sorry about that, guys.
I see a tail. So speaking of that drive home,
Yeah.
a lot of people were leaving Saturday from Moab to go head back south or go head back, people crossing through New Mexico. And that same kind of storm system that came through on Friday picked up steam and went through New Mexico, and it was winter weather conditions.
Oh my God.
So I'm towing, hauling, and weather's great in Utah, and then kind of start getting to Colorado, and there's snow on the sides of the road. So for those that don't know, I was born and raised in San Antonio, Texas, where we don't get any snow or ice.
No snow.
Ever. I don't know how to drive in it, and I absolutely detest driving in snow and ice. So I stay home usually. But when you have to get home hauling, a 6,000 pound, package behind you, you have no choice. So, stopped at a gas station, and I don't even know what town it was. It was a little teeny tiny town. If you blinked, you missed it. There just happened to be a sheriff's deputy standing there. And I was like, hey, so I heard 40 through New Mexico is closed. And he was like, yeah, it's really terrible.
No way. Is that what you had to take too?
So we were supposed to go through, what was it? Is it Santa Fe? I think it runs through Santa Fe.
Okay.
And GPS. So if you're coming from, I'm going to try to do it this way because I'm backwards. I'm doing it this way. So if you're coming down from Utah to go to Texas and you have to cross over New Mexico and then come down to hit like Amarillo, you take 40. And as the storm system was going through, 40 was getting shut down further and further and further. So GPS was taking us north.
Oh no.
And then back down. So I thought, and I'm watching like the radar, and I'm like, I think we're going to miss the snow. I think we're going to miss it. I think we're going to be okay. So, and then the sheriff's deputy was like, oh no, it's terrible. The snow is all over the place.
You're definitely not missing it.
He was like, yeah, you're definitely going to hit it. And he was like, just go slow. And I'm like, that doesn't mean anything to me. Can somebody just, I would have paid somebody about $500 to drive me from that gas station to my house. Anyway, end up going in North New Mexico, and it is blizzard, like snow coming down. Luckily, it's not sticking to the road. But then GPS takes us down like this Jeepers Creepers road.
Oh, no. Joyride. No, all the movies.
It is still snowing, and it is a country road. No taillights in front of you and no headlights behind you. And no cell phone service, and there's giant elk on the side of the road, and they like to run across the road like right in front of your car.
Oh my God!
What
state are we in right now? What state was this?
New Mexico.
Okay, New Mexico. You can just take a lap.
New Mexico needs to stop. Just stop.
Yeah, just stop.
Just stop.
Just stop it.
If I don't ever have to drive through New Mexico again, I will be a happy girl. But
I see why.
Yeah. And at one point, you come down the side of a mountain. So it's like one of those, like it's curving around real tight. And so it's like, turn the trailer brakes to 10 and just inch your way down.
Yes.
And then it's
oh
like
my
those
gosh.
switchbacks. And then down. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
I get it.
So from just as a synopsis of my very first trailering across the country, it was terrible. I mean, it was nice having
But you covered every base at this point.
It was the Jumanji of trailering.
Yes,
Anything
it was.
that could possibly happen was happening. I got to experience it all. But Mark messaged me like once we were all done, and I was like, oh, we could finally
cramps in your hands from gripping so tight.
Yes, absolutely. He was like, "You did great. You did great. That was wonderful trailering. You did great. Don't let it discourage you." And I'm just like, okay. Yeah, it was. I know some people did end up going down to 40 and had to exit. There was apparently a large accident that happened.
Oh God!
15 vehicles, and they were able to exit and spend the night somewhere and let it clear up and go the next day. Look at this. Look at the paw.
This never happens. Clearly, I've been gone. Like, oh my God, I know those nails are not great. So,
yeah. So we made it home safely. Charlie came home with just her muffler is a little bit crooked, and her exhaust pipe has a sad face. But that is the only thing that I ended up, any issues I had. So I'm happy. No winching, and I'm a happy girl.
I feel like we need a ding, 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 Tony. Ding, 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 ding.
Yes, and everybody would be proud. The throttle control that I had on this trip was absolutely on point. I was very proud of myself for the way, well, I guess the Moab rocks too, but like the way Charlie just crawled over these obstacles. There was no Charlie pedal involved, and I was very, very impressed with the wheeling out there, and I can't wait.
Yes, there it is. Oh, I'm so proud of you. When you said that it's been a year in the making, like you're so right. It really has been. It just came and went so fast. I don't like it.
I know, like before I knew it, we're loading up the trailer and heading out there. And then I was like, oh, well, we have like a whole week. And then before you know it, it's over and you're coming home. And it's like, oh, what do I do now?
I know, like these past 14 days flew.
Yeah. So what's next on the agenda is the Jeep Talk Show event in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Yes.
I'm sorry. My Alexa's reminding me to take out my trash tonight. That was terrible timing.
I love that you have it set as a reminder. Like, girl,
I do,
take the trash out.
I forget. Yeah, I forget all the time. Like I hear the garbage trucks first thing in the morning, and I'm like running down.
Honestly, yes. Okay, mine's tomorrow too. So now, thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So Jeep Talk Show event in Hot Springs, Arkansas. One of my favorite parts. It's now like come down a little bit because now my favorite trails are in Moab, but still a very good go-to because it's only 5 hours for me. June 6th and 7th in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Hopefully you can make it. There's going to be a ton of people that I know that are going out there. Charlie will be there and I will be trailering because it's a lot flatter. So it's not that big of a deal. So I will be out there running the trails on Saturday. So I'm excited. If you can come out, please join us. It's going to be so much fun. Hot Springs has a trail for everybody, whether you're a novice or you're an expert. They have everything in between, and you're going to love it.
Oh, that's so fun. Wow, I can't believe that is already coming up. Wow. Well, April's over, isn't it? Oh my God.
April is over. We're into May already.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I will be back in Moab in the next couple of weeks doing the High Lift Expeditions, all inclusive. A brand new group of people are going to experience Moab, and I'm very excited for some first timers because we all know what our first time felt like, and it was amazing. And I keep telling them this is the trip that's going to change their life because it changed ours. So
you always remember your first time.
You do. And then I have another all inclusive in Kentucky actually in June, and I have 2 spots left. So Jeep Talk Show listeners, Chic Chat listeners, please join us in Slade for an epic all-inclusive. It's been so much fun getting to see some of our listeners out on the trail, actually, from the Midwest. Thank you guys for joining us. Tim and his wife, they're getting ready to start building their 392 in July. So very excited. Sorry they did a trail ride with me, and now they're building their Jeep. Sorry, guys.
I almost forgot this, and I know we're almost limited on time here, but I have to give a special shout out to Garrett, who was on the trail with us at Cliffhanger. He was riding with his parents, and his mom saved the day because Zabo told us Cliffhanger was only going to take 2 hours, so we didn't pack a lunch. So as we stopped for lunch 4 hours later, halfway through, because cliffhangers are out and back. So
Oh
we
yeah.
got to the out, but we didn't go all the way out, and Zabo was not very happy with us, but we had a great overlook where we were.
Yeah. I mean,
But Garrett is a huge fan of Chick Chat. Loved talking to him. He was so excited.
aw.
Him and his parents, each his mom and his dad had a Jeep, and they were going through the trail. So Garrett, if you're out there, his birthday is coming up on May the 12th. So happy early birthday, Garrett.
Happy
I
birthday.
hope to see you back on the trails sometime soon. He's a
Oh,
sweet kid. He's a
fun.
very sweet kid. So I told him I'd give him a shout out.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, Janet, I can, you know what? We can keep talking about our adventures
know.
forever.
We can talk
Hello.
about EJS forever.
I know. And if you guys did go to Jeep Beach, would love to hear from you. There was a lot of you down there. My goodness. Jeep Beach was pretty cool. If you've never been, I do recommend going at least once. And the vendor show absolutely is incredible. Going to Daytona International Speedway, and guess what? You get to do laps on the track. So
that's fun.
It is pretty cool. It is worth the drive if you've never been. It is a very long week in the sun, but oh my goodness, you do get a little tan. So not bad. Normally
That's right.
EJS and Daytona do not overlap. Hopefully it does not next year, but we shall see.
Right. And I'm looking forward to going back to EJS next year. Hopefully the weather, well, it's supposed to be like at the end of March. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
hopefully we
Okay.
don't have any crazy weather, but I've about fulfilled, I've got my fill of that. But
I think it's time when you just ship it and you fly in there.
right? Or if I can,
I love
again,
that I
get
said I was
somebody to
going to
get
fly.
that
and I
2-car
didn't.
hauler, just take Charlie and I'll meet you
Yeah.
there. They have an airport in Moab. I can fly
They
in there.
do.
Fine.
It's actually, I mean, I'm impressed with it. I ended up flying out of there because we left everything there. So I drove there. We left it there. Thank you, Rockside Engineering, for housing all of our stuff right now. It is just waiting in Salt Lake for us. Hey, buddy. And Brent Hensley, your Jeep is out there. Can't wait to take that demon out on our all-inclusive. I promise I'll be good. But yeah, that Moab Airport is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, unless there's a major
Right.
windstorm, don't recommend. We had the Denver airport actually shut down as we took off. So they said, well, we need to go back and land. We went to try to land. The wind caught us and they overshot the runway, and he had to throttle up as we were coming in for the landing. So we're like going down, and all of a sudden it was like and I was like, well, then we thought, well, maybe they opened the airport. Nope. It was just, they couldn't.
We got to go.
Yep. So then came back down. So here we are. And I got home the next day, and for the first time ever, Frontier took off on time. So I missed my flight. It was great. The one time Frontier I needed.
There you go. And it was your flight. So that's amazing.
Of course. Right. So I will see you next year in EJS, because always make yourself the only option. That is the theme. And I did.
Absolutely. So yes, I will be there next year. Hopefully our listeners can come out and just plan for it. You can look it up on the calendar. It's always the week before Easter.
Yes, it is.
So, as we know, every year those dates change, but go ahead and start making plans now. And I would book your hotel rooms now because,
yes.
Yeah. But I had a great time. Shout out to a lot of the manufacturers that were out there that helped us get through some trails. Terraflex, Motobelt, Meyer Distributing, Northridge, and Nitto Tire, who we ran with on Wednesday. So it was amazing, and it was a great experience. All in all, it was great.
It is. And I would like to just thank Jeep Performance Parts, Gear Vehicles, and Left Off Road, and Warren Industries as well.
Absolutely.
Honestly, everybody. And Janet, thank you.
Thank you too. I know we had
JTS, of course.
Yes, and as busy as Natalie and I were, even when the moments that we were able to run into each other were amazing. So
I mean, I hugged her so tight, like that's all we did. Like we literally were like hugging and just rocking back and forth, and it was like, oh, gotta go. Great, thanks, guys.
Exactly. Like, we got to go. Like, what's next?
I never get to hug her, so I had to get it in.
That's right. We had an amazing time, and you can still catch some of our footage. I still haven't posted all of my videos or pictures, but if you head over to Instagram or TikTok with charlie.jku, you can see some of my videos and pictures that I'm still editing because I still am trying to catch up from being gone for a week.
I know, right?
Lots of schoolwork was waiting for me when I got back. So I'm still trying to catch up with that. And Natalie, where can they see your stuff?
At Gear Vehicles, all the socials have launched, guys. So please check out Gear Vehicles. It is the future of Jeep. We are bringing the adventure back. and also High Lift Off Road, and then the Gypsy _red JK _4x4. Yes. And honestly, I was looking for the new YouTube handle, Tony. Please put it on the screen. I feel like I'm going to mess it up. I'm so sorry.
But you can always go to xjtalk.com, and that's
xjtalk.com. Absolutely. So
Spotify. If you want to see us in person, yes, go to YouTube.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So, well, that's it for this episode of Chic Chat and EJS 2025. We hope you've been inspired by the stories, insight, and tips shared today. Remember, there are no limits to what you can achieve when you embrace your passion and fearlessly chase your dreams. And always remember, do a neti pot after you wheel. Then you won't have the Moab crud. Exactly. So if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the Jeep Talk Show so you'll never miss that episode. And also check us out at xjtalk.com. Remember, embrace the thrill of the off-road and trailering. Embody your own unique style and always keep pushing the boundaries of what you thought possible, because anything is possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Broadcasting since 2010.
Meow. I feel it was such like a cat episode.
It really